perfectly, as they say in Germany, or as Germans say in English. I will I will hold you by your hypothetical mental hand through my routine or through my day, which is kind of semi-failed and or rather suboptimal, right? So it is going to be suboptimal because of the reason that I wanted to wake up at 5 a.m. but I did not wake up at 5 a.m. Instead, I woke up at 7 a.m. So if I think about that in terms of my experimentation, as far as I wake up early or late in the day, I constantly do some observations like a student in the chemistry lab. Okay, what's happening? How do I feel? Excuse me, it feels like to me, if I wake up at 5 a.m., I am ahead of the race of the day, so to speak, because to some extent your day can be a race. Unless you're a complete slob, right, then you have nothing to do, then there is no race. But if you're a more or less decently hardworking person, then it's going to be various tasks that you will face in front of you, right, on a typical weekday. So maybe it's gonna be dropping off children at school, maybe it's cooking food, hanging out with friends, calling family, like communicating with the landlord, selling some old shoes, and so on and so on. You can fill in the blank quite possibly, right? Especially if you're watching this channel, you are a great person who works hard and smart and has lots of things going on in life that needs to be hacked. The life needs to be hacked. So today it was suboptimal, but I still am happy and grateful because I got my 7 hours of sleep from about what was that, like close to midnight until 7 a.m., right? So I woke up refreshed and I felt tremendous about that. So I woke up and I started scrambling right away. So that's another kind of disadvantage of waking up later than earlier. So because I didn't have time to brush my teeth, for example. So I only was able to get my swim gear on and I roared off from my house to the swimming pool. And at 7:30 a.m. was my training session number 1 because I am not a student athlete. I am a worker athlete, so to speak, right? So, and just like a professional athlete would do, I have multiple sessions of training during the day, and 7:30 a.m. was my swim session, which was tremendously successful, and it was going for about an hour, followed by about 15 minutes of hot tub, which was well deserved. I did not have any caffeine or any coffee in particular up until about 9 a.m. when I finally arrived home and I was able to prepare for my work day. So right now it is about 10 a.m., 10:29 Eastern Time to be exact. We are on the east coast of the US of A, and now I'm working. So this counts as work because hopefully I'll be able to make even bigger impact. No, I'm definitely working because I'm improving your lives and I'm making a positive impact on the world around us. So that took me about 1 hour to prepare for work, and then the preparation was just to drink my whey protein shake with some creatine, which according to research is very useful for your brain and also helps you battle through fatigue if you didn't have enough sleep at night or something along those lines. Hopefully it's true. So I had that. I had some hydration, of course, during my swim session, which was water with electrolytes and some beetroot powder, which essentially turns your water into the beet juice. And if you think about it, beet juice is very good for you because it helps you kind of like fuel your Eastern European heritage on one hand, and also it produces some form of nitrogen oxide, which is good for your stamina and your propulsion throughout the day and training in particular, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was pretty tremendous. I finally was able to make my cup of coffee number one, which is glorious. So this is like a very inspirational cup with a wolf, which signifies that if I drink from this cup, I'm gonna be able to attack the day like a wolf and become victorious. Or so I think in my crazy mind. So that's what was happening. So I made the coffee, I meditated actually. So whilst I was thinking about the day and everything, so I was able to meditate without any distractions with a cup of coffee in my hand. Sometimes it was on the table on the coaster as well. So it was not always in my hand, I should say. But I was able to meditate. Then I wrote the script and now I'm recording this glorious video. I should say that I didn't have any, like, whatever it's called, screen time on the phone. I did turn on the phone to check for any emergency messages about any potential, like, drone strikes and everything along those lines. But thankfully, I'm very grateful, everything was fine for now. I need to stop mumbling in a pretentious way. So, next. Okay, so I'm gonna be working for about 4 hours, from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. That's a work block. Okay, so that will consist of various non-scientific activities, so to speak. It's mostly gonna be about video production and creative work, but it's also like serious work, which will require some focus and concentration for sure. So then 2 p.m. I will have lunch, which will be leftovers from the dinner that I cooked yesterday. So that will be just some shaved steak, corn, vegetable. I think corn is a vegetable or whatever it might be. Maybe it's a fruit or berry, who knows. So corn will be there, as well as onions, garlic, things like that. So tomato sauce from the taco sauce or tomato-based taco sauce will be there as well. So, and pasta, pretty tremendous. So that's gonna be the lunch. That's gonna be, I think, the first kind of like regular meal of the day, as they say. So then 3 p.m. I'm gonna get back to work. 3 p.m. back to work for, in this case, just about another hour. So to get some small yet important things done in the office, which is going to be the library in this case. Then 4 p.m. we will have training session number 2, which will be just the gym, as in lifting weights. I'm gonna do about, I would say, 3 to 6 exercises. Most likely it's gonna be 6 exercises, because why not? You need to be able to, you need to push yourself to become better in like various fronts of life. So, and then 5:30 p.m. we are going to have social cooking. So we are going to cook in a social setting. We will not go to the restaurant, so we'll not be cooking at the restaurant. So like sometimes maybe you can cook at the restaurant, right? If you just go there and say, hey, here is 20 bucks, can I please cook or something like that? So if it is your whim or fetish, whatever it might be, right? So you might as well do that. So you might as well give it a try and see how that goes. Maybe you will become successful. Who knows? So yeah, but we will be cooking at the house. We'll be cooking at home. We will not go to the restaurant. We have just some meat and vegetables to prepare, and it's gonna be salubrious. It's gonna be a nice explorative recipe. And everybody will be happier, or so we hope and aspire. So, what's going to happen next? So, I think there will be some rewards, such as perhaps watching TV a little bit, right? So, that's going to be okay. In my opinion, it is deserved. So, or at least I feel like it is deserved after like a relatively hard day of work. So 9 p.m. will be about unwinding, so I think I'm going to make some soporific tea consisting of sage, potentially. Sage is a great herb to make tea from. So try that. Give it a try. Get some sage from Albania. It's tremendous. Alhamdulillah. So I'm gonna have some sage, so sage tea specifically. Perhaps there will be some dessert, so most likely it's gonna be a small portion of Greek yogurt-based ice cream. So because if you train hard, right, especially after 2 training sessions, you might as well get a serving, maybe 2 servings at max of dessert. That's my own rule. 2 training sessions translate to 2 servings of dessert, not 3. 1 is okay, 2 max. So basically you have 1 dessert serving for each session of training. So yeah, if you are in like a regular training cycle and whatnot, and there is no like competition coming up, stuff like that. So yeah, then potentially there will be a little bit more meditation, journaling. So basically there's going to be activities that do not involve screens, right? So there's going to be no TV from about like 9 to 10 p.m. if that's the last hour before bed. Maybe it's going to be 11 p.m. I don't know how day is going to work out. So that's like up to things, up to circumstances, to some extent to shape it. So, and my will, because I will not let whatever rain my day, right? So I will take control of this day to some extent, of course, right? So because you cannot like be like perfect, or at least I cannot be perfect. If you can, then well, more power to you. So you can do meditation. I think I meditated already, so I'll probably just read. I'll read a regular book, right? Which is like a paper book lying next to my bed on this side of the room. So there's going to be a bed, right? A bedside or like whatever it's called, like night table with a book on it. So yeah, I'll be reading the book. I'll read the book and then I'll have some soporific tea. Maybe a dessert. It's a little bit of cheating right there, so but it's okay. The dessert will be well deserved, pun intended. So, or whatever it may be, maybe it's not a pun. So, and after that, there's going to be sleep, so ideally at 10 p.m. So, or maybe things will get screwed up and then I will go to bed at like 11 or midnight or something like that, right? But not later than midnight. So, typically that's what was happening. So, I have been waking up sometime between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. So on a pretty consistent basis, and I was going to bed between 10 p.m. and midnight on a pretty consistent basis. So, and it's good, so I feel like I can take care of a lot of things, but not all of them. So that's why my next experiment will be to wake up at 5 a.m., right? In which case I will have to go to bed at 10 p.m. if I want to get those proverbial 7 hours of sleep for a good recovery and stuff like that. So, and I feel like I will be more ahead of the day's race, so to speak, if I wake up at 5 a.m. as opposed to 7 a.m. So, yeah, what else? So, if you have a suboptimal day, right? Let's say you were going to wake up at 5 a.m. but you woke up at 7 a.m., stuff like that, then what I'm gonna do today is I will just cut out all the pleasure-inducing activities, so to speak. There's gonna be no music unless it is the gym. At the gym I can listen to the music. So when I work today, I'll just be listening to some sort of brain FM type of music or classical music or like focus music from Spotify. Thank you Spotify, by the way, for those amazing playlists. So yeah, things like that. I will not be like checking social media a whole lot. Most likely it's going to be like no social media unless there are messages of some sort going on through Instagram. So I will be checking texts very intermittently and yeah, stuff like that. I'll not be watching TV, of course. If I am watching anything today, it's going to be of the educational nature. So maybe it's going to be a video about how to take better pictures, a video about how to make better videos, stuff like that. So pretty like purely educational content. That's what I will allow myself to watch today before socializing and social cooking. So when we are allowed to watch some like entertainment type television. So yeah, that's how that's gonna go. So if you basically screw up a little bit in terms of waking up, for example, you need to make sure that you cut out pleasure-inducing activities to sort of punish yourself like a little bit, right? So you need to train yourself that, okay, well, if you screw up, then you cannot have like fun things to some extent, right? So you need to like send a message to your brain that you need to deserve those fun things, such as like music, TV, shopping, social media checking, and whatever fun constitutes to you. So be careful about that. Deserve something fun, then enjoy it. Once it is deserved, it is much more enjoyable anyway, right? So what's the point in like waking up and, let's say, watching some sort of like TV series right away, right, at like 7 a.m. if you didn't deserve it? Deep down, so if you ask yourself, do I really enjoy it? So does it feel deserved? The answer should be no in this case. But after a after a hard day of work, of getting results, of getting things done, you'll be able to deserve your, let's say, episode of TV series, and then you will watch it with much, much higher enjoyment. If before then the enjoyment was on this level, you will get to this level, as they say in Letterkenny. I'm sure you got some value from this video, and this will help you get some ideas about how to take on your suboptimal day if, let's say, you wake up later than expected, but you still want to emerge victorious at the end of this day. We are supporting you. We are on your side, and we are cheering for you. Keep hacking the life. Great success!